Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with, yes, it's your girl Germaine. And it's good to be here today. It's good to have woken up this morning and thanking God for another day to just be strong for someone in need, right? So I'm so glad that if you have a moment, you can stop by. Let me know what you're drinking. Let me know where you're chiming in from while I put my phone on silence because I always forget to do that. And so I promise I am not going to keep you long today because I do have a meeting at 11. It's an international call, so I could not get out of it. I was able to push it out so we could do Morning Brew Live. But yes, I am happy to stop by. And, let's talk about today's brew. Today's brew is going to be when you're the strong one for everyone else. Let me ask you, are you that person? Are you that person? You're the strong one for everybody else. Thank you so much for chiming in over on Facebook. Listen, tomorrow's going to be Authors Brew Friday. It's a big day. I want to make this shout out real quick in the beginning. So I'm going to put this up on the screen, congratulating once again our men who actually hit the #2 spot Amazon bestseller list. It's been a battle between the top 3 spots, and we've been going back and forth. So yes, we need your support. Absolutely. I'm going to make the link available. But the men will be in studio with us tomorrow for Authors Brew Friday. I am so excited. I'm so excited that they're coming in to talk about their books, their stories in this anthology book, What It Is Like Being a Man. Yes, bestseller anthology book. And listen, I'm going to make sure I put that link in the chat. So if you have not gotten your copy yet, you can get your copy and then stop by for coffee and conversation tomorrow so you can be introduced to them and hear the stories from their own mouths. Yep, they're going to give some highlights. No, they're not going to give it all away, but they are going to tell you a little bit about them and their journey to getting to this place. So, wanted to shout that out early on today in the podcast because people tend to chime in the beginning and then they fade out, so they may not make it to the end. So I wanted to make sure I share that. And like I said, I will make the link available for anybody that wants to purchase a copy and be ready for tomorrow. Yes, I want you to be ready for tomorrow. Okay, but yes, we'll make that available in the comments for you and also over on Instagram. And I'm doing it right now as we speak before I get on to something else and forget. Okay, doing it right now. So definitely go help support. Incredible, incredible. They left it all on the pages in this book. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me just get that together. Thank you so much for your patience. Don't want you to miss out on the men's anthology book. I just made it available. Okay, I'll do the same thing over on Instagram for anybody that's chiming in over there. I want to make sure you get your copy. All right, so we just made it available there. Great. So now let's get back to this message. So when you're the strong one for everyone else, there's always that person, the one everyone calls, the one everyone leans on. Yes, the one who always has it all together. And for many of us, you're that person. If you're that person, let me know. Let me know, because I'm quite sure there's a lot we can talk about, right? And so, you find yourself, you show up, you hold space, you fix, you help, you encourage. But rarely does anyone stop and ask, are you okay? Let me know if you find that you're in that place, if that's you, if you've been in that place before. You know, sometimes people, when they're going through, all they see is what they're going through. You know, they don't even take a moment to consider the weight that may fall on you because of what their needs are. And just taking a moment to say, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Good morning, Nikki Russell, 4850. Thank you so much over on YouTube for chiming in. Thank you so much. So, you know, today I just wanted to talk to you guys for a few moments about when you're the strong one for everyone else. Does anyone take the time out and ask if you're okay? You know, being the strong one, it's a role, but it can also become a weight. And sometimes you find, you know, I'm speaking from my own experience, because sometimes I find myself, I'm that person. And you know what? I'm not complaining about it. I don't mind. But sometimes we're human and we go through stuff as well. And sometimes you don't always want to be that person. You need to be the one asking someone else to help fix it, you know, to be strong for you. But we take on these roles, we do, and that's how people see us. So it is extremely overwhelming. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, if I could say today, if you are that person and you find that everyone comes to you because they see you're the strong one, you got it all together, you know, they need to lean on you. They need to call you. Their problems are so heavy for them and they need you. You know, sometimes it's okay to protect your boundaries, or, you know, to establish boundaries and make yourself priority. Because if you're the one in that space right now that needs someone that you can lean on, someone you can call, and you just can't handle the weight of someone else, sometimes it's okay to just say it, to really just say it. I find myself sometimes with my husband, as he's going through the things in his work day and his business and stuff, I say, listen, I cannot be a dumping ground for you with all the things you're dealing with, because then I have to process through all your stuff while I'm processing through my own stuff. And today is not that day. I can't handle it today. Okay. Check with me another day. But today is not a good day. I can't process through all of the weight that you need to put on me. It's okay. I'm telling you. Sometimes people need to know, not a good day. Not a good day. Because the one thing I don't think they, good morning, Miss G, yo fave auntie. I love that. Good morning. This is a great topic. Thank you so much. Because, you know, for those that are chiming in right now, I can tell you are that person that people want to come, they want to dump all their issues, their problems, the weight of what they're dealing with day to day. They want to dump it on you. They want you to figure it out. They, you know, they want you to hear them. But they never take the time to say or even ask, you have a few minutes? Are you in a good space? Because I have an issue I want to talk to you about. People don't even consider and ask what it is you're dealing with, or do you even have the capacity in that moment to handle the weight of what they're dealing with? So we have to teach people how to treat us. And please know, it is okay to say, wait, stop. Today's not a good day. I am so sorry. You know, you might just have to step somewhere and really hear yourself. Speak it out loud to yourself, whatever it is you're dealing with, so you can hear yourself. But today for me, I don't have the capacity to hold that weight that you want to leave with me today. It's not a good day. It's okay, guys. It is. So, Miss G, your fave auntie, let me see. I'm going to put it up on the screen also. They want to hear them, but rarely ask if you need to talk. Just dump their stuff on you. Ditto to that. Ditto. Yeah. And you know what? I can't be your dumping ground today. Not today. Because you know what? I'm dealing with some things and I cannot process through all of what you need me to process through on top of what I need to process through. So, you know what? You may have to check back in with me at a different date. And, that may sound harsh to some people, but I am really learning how to protect my peace. And I have to be more considerate of my own peace because others, they don't care about my peace while they're trying to figure out their own peace, right? So it is my responsibility. It's my responsibility to listen. I can handle it or I can't. But when you think about it, how are you showing up in the world? Because if people see you like that, they're expecting something from you. And expectations could become harmful because people will destroy relationships based on what they expect of you without even having the moment to just ask, can we have a talk? Are you okay? Let's talk about this. I just figured this is who you are. I figured this is what you like to do. But the thing is, I'm human just like you. I feel just like you. I go through stuff just like you. So I'm just asking for a little courtesy or consideration. First, ask anybody that you want to approach before you just go all in with the weight of what you're dealing with. A little consideration and just say, hey, is it okay? Can we talk? Because I have some things I'm dealing with and I want to know, I feel safe with you. I trust you. Is it okay? Do you have right now, are you in a position you can talk through some things with me? It's okay to ask for that. Yes. So Nikki says this, hold on, let me pull it up. This is exactly what brought me to my book journey. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. See, listen, being a publisher for 18 years, I am all about the power of one story. Everybody has one. And through life's journey, you do figure some things out along the way that should be shared with others. You should not carry it all to yourself because people need solutions. People need answers. So Nikki Russell, 4850, I am so glad that you saw that whatever you were dealing with, it helped you to navigate, to come to a place of, listen, I have a powerful story that I need to share. So I don't know where you are in your process. You may have the book already out in the market, or you may just need to team up with someone that can help you navigate through some things if it's not put out in the market. But listen, hit us up over on, let me just put it up on the screen. Hold on one second. Hold on, let me put some things up. But thank you so much for sharing. That's what Morning Brew is about. It's about conversation, sharing one story. And listen, if you do have a book, listen, Authors Brew Friday is a platform. We invite authors to come in to share the power of their stories. So please let us know. You can hit us up just by going to morningbrewwithgermaine@gmail.com or the website morningbrewwithgermaine.com. That's also connected to our publishing site, so you can navigate around and see what's going on. And hey, listen, it's community over here. All right. And on that note, let me just say this real quickly. Yes, make sure you get your copy. They'll be here tomorrow in studio. But yes, our school community is all about the power of one story. If you're not familiar with school, it's free. And I'll put that link up also, but it's scrolling along the bottom as well. And it's also in our description. So please stop by, share your story, meet other people that's been through, become bestsellers, doing their thing. And listen, I'm here to take you through the journey. So, but let's get back to this message. And yes, okay, Miss G, yo fave auntie. I love that. I love that. I'm adopting that name. Listen, I'm everybody's auntie, right? I love that. Yes, being considerate. It's so draining when folks just let loose all their issues, but don't bother to check if you are in a good space to hear the issues. It has weighed me down so many times. So this is what I'm going to say. You have to protect your peace. Anybody that's listening and feeling the same way, because I can agree to that. You have to learn to say, no, not today. As much as I love you, I can't do it today. It's me, Nikesha. Hey, Nikesha. Oh, Nikesha. Hey, yes. And so we are going through our publishing journey. But so my thing, my question or my thing to you, and I do have some questions that I'm going to share here. I love the conversation. Hello, Harmon Entertainment Group over on Instagram. Yes. Good morning, Leslie. So we've just been having this conversation today about, I haven't even gotten to the pour into purpose segment, but we've been having this conversation today that's all centered around when you're the strong one for everyone else. I love the orange. Yes, I felt like casual day. It's bright and nice outside. I mean, walking weather. Like, I need to take the dog out for a walk. But Leslie, you experience that weather all the time. You experience that. Yes, I love school. Absolutely. School is good. It's a good place to really build and meet community. It absolutely is. I'm meeting so many people just around the world. And so it's been good. All right, guys. So let me do this. Let me go in because today's one of those days. I have an international call at 11 for an author whose book is getting ready to come out. So yes, Nikki, your book is already out. I need to bring you on the show. Yes, so you could talk about it. All right. And everything that's going on with you. Oh, it's raining now. Leslie, I don't feel too bad for you then because it's shining real bright out today. But Florida probably can use some rain, huh? All right, guys, let me get into this segment real quick. Thank you so much just for the conversation today. So let's talk about a little bit of pouring into purpose. All right, so strength can become a silent burden. Strength. Ooh, for all the strong ones out there, ladies, males, for all the strong ones out there, hear me clearly. Strength can become a silent burden. People rely on you because you've proven you can handle it. See what happens when you step out and all they see is strength? And on the inside of you, you're like, oh my gosh, I need somebody's strength. I need somebody to help lift me up. But all they see in you is strength. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's our responsibility to set some boundaries, okay? But just because you can carry it doesn't mean you should always carry it. Mm-mm. Strength doesn't cancel your need to support. That's important. Strength does not cancel your need to support. Sometimes it's like I can't help it. I think it's just in me. It's hard to not be able to help someone when you see somebody in need or someone that needs, you to be a sounding board or listen or help them navigate some things. It's hard to say no. It's hard to pull back sometimes, but I'm telling you, it's probably the best thing to do. If you know you're in meltdown mode, if you know you're personally in crisis mode, if you know that you're in a spiraling mode, who can you help? Really? Who are you helping? You're trying to figure out your own situation, but people still see you as strong. They do. All right, guys, let's continue to pour a little more. So you are allowed to need, please let me tell you, you are allowed to need to. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to break down to be checked on. Your needs are just as valid as the ones you meet. So you don't have to be in all those places of feeling like, sometimes you just have to protect your peace. Sometimes. Because what I don't think people understand, when when I always say having the capacity to really take on the weight of somebody else's issues or the things they're going through, you know your limitations. So when somebody is, I don't want to use the word dumping, but sometimes it feels like that if it feels like weight on you. But when somebody is expressing their concerns or their issues or they're going through something, you know your capacity and what you can handle. And your brain, literally, if your brain is thinking on something else, you are focused on something else. The minute someone else enters into that space, it then shifts you to now focus on them. That has thrown you completely off. That's why it's okay to set boundaries. That's why it is okay to say, you know what, can we schedule a time to talk, or is it something that's pressing right now? Let me tell you, communication is so key. Communication is so key. Would you say I felt that? Yeah, you do. You do. Listen, we carry a lot. We carry a lot. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is say, no, not right now. But it's probably the thing that's really going to help you the most. And then you want to be clear mind too. But sometimes people just need a sounding board. They don't even need you to respond. They just need you to listen. But what they don't understand, even in you listening, it is still filling you up. It is still filling you up in that space that now you personally are walking away with now extra that you have to navigate through to get back to a place where you were centered and focused on the things that you had to work through. I don't know how therapists do it. When I think about therapists, and we all could probably use one, right? But when I think about therapists, listen, my hat is off to you, because if you can package how you can process through the weight of somebody else's stuff, listen, there's a bag somewhere for you to collect, because it's weighty what people carry. So as a therapist, you sit all day and listen and take in and take in and take in and take in. But what's your release? Yes, I love that. Yes. Even in our listening, it's still filling us up. That's right. And we have to still figure out how to navigate and process through, just to get back to a space for our own personal self, whatever it is we're dealing with. So, Dr. V, who comes on, he's one of our resident contributors that come on the third Wednesday of every month, the champion coach. Dr. V has, when he first said it, I didn't understand it completely. He said, listen, you have to learn how to schedule your 24. Now, he's also into sports and stuff. So a lot of his analogies and teachings that he used is aligned with that, right? But when he said, you have to schedule your 24, I'm saying, what do you mean? 24 hours in a day. How are you planning your schedule? Sometimes you have to turn your phone off if you are focused, knowing you have deadlines and things you have to get done. Sometimes you have to schedule your time for people also. You cannot allow people to just dominate your space and your time. And that thing, when he said it to me, schedule your 24, it has never left me since that point. And then when he broke it down, and I said, yes. Now, not that I've perfected it, because I absolutely have not, but I am very conscious and aware of it to learn better, structure. Well, putting structure to it, but also learning some new methods and new things I can apply to make sure I'm scheduling my 24. So I'm not causing harm to myself. We don't think about it like that, but we can cause harm to ourselves by trying to be, the superhero for everybody. So don't let it become your kryptonite, taking on everybody's stuff. And now it's weakening you, right? But it is really making sure you're in a good headspace, making sure you're in a good, healthy place, to be able to even be a listener for someone, to be able to hear themselves. But like I said, finding a good therapist, I'm in search of one. It's always good to just have one. And the thing is, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. And someone said you may go through quite a few therapists. But just being able to have someone that's in a safe space that will allow you to be able to release. But I pray, even for therapists, that they find who that outlet is for them. Even for pastors and leaders, my thought process is, where do you go? Everybody comes to you, but where do you go? It has to be a lonely place. Yes, it's very weighty. Therapists often need therapy. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right. So let's continue to pour a little more into purpose. And, oh, I got a few moments. Guys, this was we might have to do a part 2 in this segment. This was a good segment. Thank you all for chiming in the conversation today. I absolutely love it. So, you know what I'm going to do right now? Because we have adopted Blacks in Fact. Yes, it's that time, and I want to bring up, this is so good. I needed this today. I'm with you, Nikki. I needed this also today. I always say I'm first partaker of my own messages. So yes, I needed this myself. So let me do this. I want to bring up our Blacks in Fact for the day.
On Blacks In.
All right, here we go.
Today on Blacks In, we honor the Civil Rights Act of 1866, enacted on April 9th, 1866. In a bold and historic move, Congress overrode President Andrew Johnson's veto, marking the first time a major law became reality despite presidential opposition. This act declared that all persons born in the United States were citizens and deserved equal protection under the law. It was created to protect newly freed Black Americans and secure their basic civil rights after the Civil War. Though the fight for equality was far from over, this law laid the foundation for the 14th Amendment and future civil rights victories. See you next time on Blacks In.
Love it, love it, love it. I love, thank you so much, Gerard, for the beautiful imagery and pulling that together. And thank you, Teresa Merritt Watson, for having the vision and the passion and the love for our people to be able to share this knowledge and information with us. So thank you. Blacks in Fact, every segment, that's our goal, to really help us to learn a little more about us. All right. And so give me a second. I am just sending a message to my 11 o'clock, who is actually in a place I wish I was in right now, but I'm not. So, hold on. I just want to let her know that running a little over, and I will call her in a moment. Okay. All right. So, guys, this has been so good. Sis, are you using StreamYard? Yes. Actually, if you're on YouTube, scroll down in the descriptions. For those, this is the studio that we use, which it's been really good. StreamYard has been really good. But for those that are looking for a platform that they can use, in our description, there is a link on YouTube that you can click on. And hey, it's a referral link. Why not, right? And you can set up your own StreamYard. But yes, so listen, Miss G, yo fave auntie, this is your first time in our comments. I would love to have you back. I am on YouTube. Yes, I need to tap into what you're doing over there. You use it as well. Please share the information. And I don't know if you want to share it in the community, you can, but definitely, I love meeting new people stopping by, coming into the community. And so, yes, please stay connected. We definitely got to continue this conversation. And you know what? On StreamYard, we have the ability to now invite people directly into studio with us while we're talking. And so this is one of those conversations we may have to have a round table for those that are chiming in. Come on up in the studio and let's talk about some things. All right. I wish I had more time today, because today would be the perfect day. So, but let me do this, because before we go, I like to ask 2 questions in our reflection questions, and then we will wrap it up with our final. So let's do this. All right, guys. Yeah. So in our reflection questions, I want to leave you with 2 questions. Yes, I so glad that I tapped into your channel. I'm so glad you did too. Thank you. And I absolutely love the name. So we definitely got to connect. So if that's your name over on YouTube, I am definitely going to connect. Yes, I'm connected, sis. Blessings. I'll see you again. Love it. Thank you so much. All right. So let me leave these 2 reflection questions for you before we all call it quits today. Are you always the one people come to? Which I think today we've established that in more ways than one, but rarely the one people check on. Yes, let me say that again. Are you always the one people come to, but rarely the one people check on? That's question 1. Number 2, what would it look like to allow yourself to receive support this week? Hello, Teresa Merritt Watson, 9127. Great information. Oh, thank you once again, my sister, for all that you do for helping to educate us, or we the people, on our Blacks in Facts. So thank you so much for your labor of love, your team, for making it possible. And people can go in her calendar. I keep it in the back. Blacks in Calendar 2026. It is available. I love when people chime in, because then I find myself going straight into promo mode. So let me do this. I do want to put that link into, I have it right here. Make sure you get your Blacks in Calendar. And you can also go to the website as well. It's right there. I'm giving you the website link. The calendar is available there. More information. Make sure you connect on her Instagram, her YouTube, her TikTok, and get your fact for the day. We are staying in sync with them as they give facts out. We're giving facts out. So yes. All right. So let's look at this. Once again, you have your 2 questions for the day. Now we are just going into our final sip. This is when we bring it to a close. You guys have been absolutely incredible today. Thank you for the feedback, the insight. And listen, if you have not already, make sure you go over to Morning Brew with Germaine on YouTube. It's our vault over there. You can go back, search through all the Morning Brews to see which ones may align with you. But definitely make sure you go in and check out some of them that you have not heard. And hey, listen, if you want to be one of the guests on Mixed Blend Wednesdays or Authors Brew Friday, definitely hit us up. Send me a message, any one of the platforms you may be watching it on, so I know, and so I can bring you into the studio with us tomorrow. Don't miss it. Once again, I'm going to put it up on the screen before we go into our final sip. The Men's Anthology book. I'm so proud of this book. It's the first one through our publishing company. 18 years. We did try to attempt this years ago with men, but men, listen, y'all hold on real tight. But I'm so glad that they're releasing their stories, and they're really, when I say showing the vulnerability and the strength that they have, yes, please make sure you check out. They'll be in studio with us tomorrow for Authors Brew Friday, talking all about their journey. So, all right, guys. So let's go into this final sip before we call it quits. Thank you so much for checking out the content for sure. All right, guys. So this is where we are in our final sip. You don't have to carry everything. No, just because you've always been the one who could. Strength is not just in holding it all together. It's also in knowing when to put something down. Remember, boundaries, protect your boundaries. Yes, it's okay to say, not today. Not today. I'm so sorry. It's okay to say, can we schedule that? But you know how we do, guys. We sip gently, check in with yourself, and remember, even the strong ones deserve support. Yes, even the strong ones. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it, okay? On that note, guys, thank you so much for chiming in. Have a wonderful day wherever you may reside, wherever you may be. Be safe in all that you do. And always remember, take a pause so you can pour into purpose, okay? I'll see you guys back here tomorrow with the men in the studio with us, talking about what it is like being a man. Ooh, I feel the heat on that already. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.